BTS News Today. South Korea is once again in deep mourning after the terrible tragedy involving Jeju Air. This incident claimed many lives and left deep wounds for the families of the victims, as well as the people of South Korea. As global icons, two BTS members, Jungkook and Jimin, also expressed their condolences and empathy to the families of the victims and the grieving nation. In a statement released through social media, Jungkook conveyed a hopeful message to the families of the victims to remain steadfast in the face of this disaster. He said, "My heart is with the families of the victims and all those affected by this tragedy. May you be strengthened in the face of these difficult times." Meanwhile, Jimin also showed deep empathy by writing, "We are devastated to hear this news. May the victims rest in peace, and may their families find the strength to move on." Both artists are known for their concern for humanitarian issues, and their statements provide comfort to many who are struggling with the grief of this tragic event. Jeju Air Tragedy is a reminder for all parties to always put safety first in the world of aviation. The South Korean government has promised to conduct a thorough investigation to find out the exact cause of this accident, as well as prevent similar incidents in the future. The presence of voices of support from prominent figures such as Jungkook and Jimin proves that solidarity is an important force in the face of disaster. Their message brought a ray of hope amidst the deep sorrow that plagued this land of ginseng. Amid the mourning, the response from celebrities such as BTS's Jungkook and Jimin shows that the role of public figures is not just limited to entertainment. It is also a source of moral support for the community. Their support gives strength to the victims and families who are struggling through this difficult time. In addition to Jungkook and Jimin, various other figures, including celebrities, politicians, and the general public, also expressed their condolences. Hashtags such as hashtag Pray for Jeju Air and hashtag Stay Strong Korea were trending on social media, reflecting global solidarity against this tragedy. Many fans of BTS, or ARMY, also participated by raising funds to help the families of the victims, which shows that this fandom is not only entertainment in nature, but also has real social power. The South Korean government and Jeju Air have committed to support the families of the victims through financial and psychological assistance. The South Korean president also instructed a thorough investigation to ensure that similar incidents are not repeated in the future. This tragedy is a reminder to all parties that safety is a top priority in the aviation industry. This incident also shows the importance of unity and concern, both at the national and global levels, in dealing with disasters, with voices of support as delivered by Jungkook and Jimin. And it is hoped that the affected communities can feel stronger to face this harsh reality. They show that even K-pop stars like them are at the peak of world popularity, and they never forget their social responsibility as human beings who care about others. Tragedies like the Jeju Air incident are hard to forget, but the collective response from different walks of life shows that in the midst of grief, unity can still be a tremendous force. Throughout South Korea, various communities began holding joint prayer events in memory of the victims. Churches, mosques, temples, and public places are spaces of reflection and solidarity for those who want to pay their last respects. Meanwhile, local social institutions and volunteers are also actively moving to provide support to the families of the victims, ranging from logistical assistance to psychological counseling services. Many heroic stories began to emerge, such as the efforts of some passengers who sacrificed themselves to save others. These stories are an inspiration to many and remind us of the noble values of humanity in the international world. This tragedy also invites empathy from various countries. World leaders sent messages of condolence to South Korea, and several countries offered technical assistance in the investigation process. This reflects how this kind of tragedy is not only a local issue, but also a global concern. The involvement of public figures such as BTS's Jungkook and Jimin has also been a major influence in building awareness and solidarity. Armies around the world began raising donations through crowdfunding platforms. The funds raised will be used to help the families of the victims and also to support aviation safety campaigns. This movement proves that fandom not only serves as a support for artists, but is also capable of being an agent of positive social change. This Jeju Air tragedy did leave deep wounds, but on the other hand, it also brought together people from different backgrounds. From words of comfort to real action, all parties show that in grief, there is always room for hope as the future goes on. This tragedy will remain a reminder to everyone of the importance of safety, love, and solidarity. May the families of the victims find the strength to rise, and may those who have left may rest in peace. In addition to recovery efforts and respect for the victims, this tragedy has sparked important discussions among the South Korean public and government. Many highlighted the need for increased regulation in the aviation industry, especially in aspects of aircraft maintenance and crew training. The government has set up a special committee to review aviation safety policies, hoping to reduce the risk of similar incidents in the future. On the other hand, this tragedy is also a momentum for the community to show solidarity and social care. A number of non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and local communities hold charitable activities, such as fundraising, food aid collection, and psychological support for the families of victims. This movement shows that in difficult situations, human values remain a strong bond in society. For the entertainment world, especially the K-pop industry, the support from public figures such as BTS's Jungkook and Jimin has had a tremendous impact. They not only expressed their condolences, but also served as inspiration for many fans to take concrete action. ARMY, BTS's fanbase, continues to move to help victims' families, both through direct donations and spreading positive messages on social media. Within days, the amount of funds raised from fans around the world had reached significant numbers, demonstrating the power of the community in making a difference. In addition, this tragedy is also a reminder to everyone that life is fragile and full of uncertainty. Many people began to use this moment to reflect again on the value of life and the importance of appreciating every moment with loved ones. Across social media platforms, people are sharing messages of encouragement, inspiring stories, and hope for a better future. The presence of such global support, both from celebrities, organizations, and the general public, gives hope that this mourning will not pass without meaning. May this tragedy be a catalyst for change, both in aviation safety policy and in closer human relations. For the families of the victims, the journey to recovery is certainly not easy. However, with the support of various parties, they are expected to find the strength to move forward. And for the South Korean nation, this tragedy has become not only a deep wound, but also a reminder of how important it is to be together in difficult times. Behind this fog of grief, there is a glimmer of hope that life will go on, stronger, more meaningful, and more caring for each other. As part of the effort to remember the victims, various initiatives began to be initiated by the people of South Korea and the international community. One of the most striking is the construction of a memorial monument at the site of the incident. The monument was planned not only as a place of honor, but also as a symbol of hope and a reminder of the importance of safety in every aspect of life. The design of the monument will involve the participation of local artists, families of the victims, and the wider community, thus reflecting human values and solidarity. I can't contain it, I'm coming out with a statement.